Hello, Internet Nation. Alexander here. And I want to make a video that's very special, very close to my heart today about how fucking weird being in a body is. Like, maybe it's just me, because I've been asking people specific questions for the entirety of my life, and every time I ask somebody, they're just like, huh? Trying to remember body specific questions. Usually it's just like, what does it feel like to be a boy or a girl? How do you know? And people usually go, I just know. I just am. Talking to all the wrong people, because what the fuck? Like, curse you cisgendered people and you're, I just know. Useless. Anyway, did you just catch my burp? Anyway, human bodies are weird. Like, am I the only person that can't get comfortable when they lay down? Something about me hitting the record button is making Bella go crazy now. But, like, is it just me? Like, if I lay on my stomach, usually it's hard to get the neck comfortable. I mean, that might also just be a kind of problem. But, well, not even just that, because, like, oftentimes if I lay on my stomach, I find that I have to position my head in a manner that, like, supports the head without putting pressure on the neck. Because then if I lay on the pillow, just, like, I mean, this is fine, but, like, most pillows just kind of, like, choke me a little bit, which is uncomfortable. And then it, like, I have this weird feeling between my pelvis and my spine where it feels like my pelvis is being pushed like that. And even when I'm, like, just laying on my side, it literally feels like my pelvis is just way too bent, you know? And maybe you don't know. You probably don't know. And I don't know if that's on being in a human body or if that's on scoliosis. But there's so many other things. On top of, for one, the head is a heavy motherfucker. I'm tired of being consciously aware of how heavy the head feels. Why are you staring at me? What is it about me talking that makes you want to stare at me? On top of just standing up straight is such a task. Like, granted, my spine isn't the straightest, but, like, just not constantly, because the fucking head is so fucking heavy. I'm not even going to talk about walking, because I can understand how a person with genu volume knock-kneedness, I am just an outlier when it comes to that, I guess, where I have to consciously think about walking, because, you know, I have to walk in a manner that makes it so that my knees don't smack together, because that's bad for my bones. But I don't know, like, do I have to extra think about walking now? Because the dogs that I've walked have just been so slow that it physically causes pain, because I am not meant to walk that slow. Like, I literally can't even walk that slow, because these dogs literally walk so slow that I lose my balance, because it just can't. Like, it's so bad, y'all. Like, literally, I will go down a step, and then the dog that I am walking will literally be at the top of the steps. So you just have to take, like, a half step if you make any type of transition. It's horrible. Horrible. I feel like I'm getting early onset arthritis from this shit. On top of, I want to say this shit always hurts, but not in the way that 30-year-olds say that their body always hurts, because this shit has always hurt. It just always feels heavy. These things feel so heavy. I don't know if I am just like weak as fuck to the point where I can't even support my own arms, but these bitches feel heavy. Tired of that shit. Tired of that shit. Also, this one is on trauma. Why is breathing so hard? I mean, granted, I just answered that one question, but why is breathing so hard? The worst part is, breathing isn't even as hard as it used to be. And like, I grew up, that was one of the questions I asked growing up, was how to fucking breathe. Because there would literally be like a pause in my inhales. It would just be like that. But not intentional. Like right there, I stopped breathing, actively stopped inhaling. Before, it would be like an automatic thing where my body would just automatically stop breathing, stop inhaling in the middle of an inhale. Like I would be doing the motion of an inhale, but then it would just stop taking in air. That's on trauma. I can tell you that much because I've come this far with breathing to the point where I can breathe without pausing at the very least. I still haven't mastered the art of breathing, and breathing is still very difficult for me. Like just a few months ago, like I've been working on not being a fucking mouth breather for the past few weeks at the very least, because I am such an unapologetic mouth breather. But after like some research, mouth breathing is not good for your brain, because apparently you gotta breathe in through your nose to get all the oxygen into your brain and throughout your body, and if you're doing it through your mouth, it's too shallow, something like that. But I am just a mouth breather in general, I guess. Like, well, not in general, because there was a time where I could breathe better through my mouth, and then there was a time after that kind of like fucked up everything. Oh, fucking hell, I hate this goddamn TV and its goddamn boner for ads, because it always goes to sleep, and instead of just being like, okay, I know that you were in the middle of a fucking video and let me just go to sleep and then start playing the video again when you take me out of sleep, it just logs you out of YouTube entirely, so it takes you back to the select a fucking profile screen, and then you're in the fucking home thing, so you have to go to your library. You can go to your history to replay the video, all in a ploy so it can play more ads, because that's all they ever want to do. Even if you like leave the TV for a long time and then you turn it off, you turn it back on, even if you weren't in the middle of an ad break, now we're playing ads. Man, fuck ads. Anyway, so I used to be really good at mouth breathing, and then I was like, I need to not do this because it's bad. And then I got really good at like cycle breathing in through your nose and then out through your mouth, so that you're the whole process, and that felt really good for a while. But then I forgot what got me out of that flow. Probably trauma, because me and breathing have been on a journey. I still remember the day that I got a piece of azezulite and meditated with it that same day, and then had the realization that I resent my family for how they treated me, and suddenly I could breathe better. And then I had an acid trip and I could breathe even better, which, oh, that reminds me, I gotta ask my client if they have an acid connect. I'll ask her tomorrow. She's on a plane right now. Anyway, I'm not really sure what would help the situation. I don't know. I'm too much of a soul having a human experience to be comfortable in a body. Like, I am 5'6". I'm not even gonna say 5'6" on a good day, because we stand up straight every day, baby. Like, I'm 5'6", but I am built long. These things are long as fuck. So am I the only one that feels like these things are so far away? Like, in general, you ever just be laying in bed fully extended and then you just feel like your feet are just so far away, or like the ground is just so far away? Like, I know tall people feel like that sometimes, but like, you don't really have to be gigantic to feel like your base is just so far. On top of, like, I always feel like I have to fully extend. I mean, maybe that is on scoliosis, but I always feel like I have to, like, stretch myself out when I'm laying down in bed just to, like, feel more comfortable or attempt to feel more comfortable. You know what I mean? Please tell me that somebody knows what I mean. Because, like, it can't just be me. It can't just be me. And, like, seeing is weird. And that's not even on some, like, person that used to wear glasses type bullshit. Oh, where can I even put this thing where it's not going to start yelling at me? Okay, this ad is quiet. Seeing is weird, right? Like, I see weird, for one. It feels like everything I look at is vibrating, which is why you'll never catch me looking at anything for longer than a few seconds. Like if you see me in my personal life, you'll never catch me looking at something for more than like maybe 2 seconds, because it looks like it's vibrating really fucking fast, and if I just like stare at it long enough, it's just gonna fall apart. I know that might be up more on a spiritual being having a human experience type shit, but that's weird. On top, well, I mean, fuzzies and floaters and specks of light. Spiritual side of shit. We're not talking about the spiritual shit, because that's its own thing. We're talking about how fucking weird the human bodies are. You know? So, like, what was I about to say? Something about the eyes. You ever have that moment where you're in a room, because it never happens outside, in an area where your brain can just science your way to a truth, you know? But you ever have that moment where you're in an area and you blink, and as you're blinking, it seems as though all the lights around you dimmed, but you can't tell if that was just a side effect of you blinking and you just saw things really fucking weird for a second, or if the lights really just dimmed for a second, but it was just conveniently at the same time that you were blinking. Like, why does that shit never happen outside in the middle of the day? Because if you're standing outside in the fucking sun and you blink and it looks like the world just went dim, at the very least you could say, okay, that was me that time. But when you're in a room, you're just like, was there just a random power surge? I cannot prove or deny that didn't happen unless you were recording it. But in my experience, that shit has never happened while I was recording. So that's weird. You know? That's weird. I'm not going to talk about internal organs. Not so much. I mean, as a person plagued by acid reflux, that sucks. I literally sleep on my left side because they say that that's best, that like reduces your acid reflux. Like I'm always on that self betterment journey, you know, so I'm constantly improving myself. An area that I currently do not have the energy to improve myself on is my horrible habits of not eating a lot of food and eating a lot of food right before I go to sleep. 2 things that are not good for acid reflux. Am I gonna change? No. Not that. Not right now. Not until it fucking matters. I don't know. Like, at the very least, that kind of fucks up your metabolism. And I think it's easier for you to gain weight if you eat before you go to bed. But, like, that's not a problem that me and my lineage has. You know? Like, I feel like the most I have to worry about for my genetics is moles, which that's, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you when it comes to moles. We were already here. I've been watching this one just blossom over the years. It started as a black dot and now it's slowly raising, and I'm just like, huh, how big is this gonna get? And is that gonna, like, get in the way of me covering this arm with ink? Probably not, but, like, literally just been watching spots appear, which, like, probably doesn't help that I'm one of those, I am a plant and I must bask in the sun. Am I gonna put sunscreen on? No. And I'm gonna put coconut oil on so I can bake a little bit, but, like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever been sunburned. There might have been one time, if I'm remembering correctly, but I think I'm also confusing a memory, and I'm remembering a time when somebody else got sunburnt. But I would have to have been ODing to get sunburnt because my body just kind of, like, loves the stuff, and I love it too. And now it's so orange, and now I gotta get out there to the beach so I can get that nice freshly baked chocolate chip cookie color that I like to get, and I can only get that color in the summertime. But yeah, bodies are weird and stuff. I know this is a left-handed person problem. I just realized I can. There's a mute button, Alex. Mute the TV, and then not worry about it going to sleep because the video is playing. But then it's whatever. It's whatever. I'm not home right now. I have a nice setup at home. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, maybe it's a left-handed thing, but, like, holding pencils is weird. Actually, no. Just holding pencils in general. How do people hold pencils? I know that things aren't really made for left-handed people, but this feels weird and cluttered, and it hurts. Like, the way pencils always dig into this finger, it hurts. Is there another way to do it? How do right-handed people do it? I don't know. Pencils are weird and uncomfortable. What else? I don't know, man. Bodies are weird. Like, sometimes I just want to, like, turn into slime. You know, just exist in a state of potato and not have to human body. Not have to worry about shit that hurts and, like, worrying about it. Like, I am so worried for my knees because these dogs walk so slow. So slow. And it really hurts my legs and doesn't get my heart pumping whatsoever. Which is not good for the thingy. Because when I was a kid, I had high cholesterol. And I don't want to go back to that. Even though I had high cholesterol because I was putting salt on everything. Like, literally everything. Like, on mangoes and tomatoes. I used to eat whole tomatoes with salt in them. And sometimes I would just have salt, you know? Enough salt that it, like, made you salivate. There was so much salt. Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say about bodies. I'll let you go now. Until next time, Internet Nation. Know that you're loved by this guy. This guy right here. And, I guess this guy? This little rat? He loves you too. Yeah, but he's not gonna say it, because he's a rat. He can't speak. I mean, if you've mastered telepathy, maybe he'll say it to your face. But like, what are the odds of that? Yeah, if you got that number, write it in the comments. Anyway, bye.